Okay, this is not one of my normal weigh-in videos. This is just a video response to Emily, also known as the Starving Soprano, on a new subject that she was talking about today, which was how do people react to your weight loss? And boy, do I have a story for you. People, they never really cared much for my weight. They mostly just nagged at me. My mother was one of those people, and my father, and as well as my whole family. It's like when you're big, people have to give themselves a right to comment on your weight, or not even comment, sometimes scream it out loud, other times put you down because of it. It's like when you're fat, you don't own your body, something like that. It's exactly how I feel. And well, now that I lost the almost 42 pounds, people act different towards me in a way that really amazes me, because before they wouldn't even look at me. They would just look at me and they would be like, oh, a fat girl. You know, they wouldn't even care to talk to me. Or maybe they would talk to me some, but not all of them. And they started treating me differently now that I've lost the weight. But now that I'm thinner, they just sort of, they tell me that that I'm doing a good job, that I should keep going, that I should keep doing what I do because it's working. And I just sit back and I listen to these people who have never talked to me before and never told me anything nice, obviously comment on my weight, which is really sad, because people are obviously very ignorant. But that's just, I had a boyfriend for about 6 months, and the relationship was very good. I mean, it was long distance, but we still saw each other every now and then. And he was a great guy. He was the nicest guy ever. The thing is that he said something to me one day, and I didn't want to let it affect me, but I did. And because of it, I had an eating disorder. And sure, I lost 20 pounds around there, but I gained it all back after. But while I was doing my eating disorder on him, I never talked about my weight with my ex-boyfriend. I always sort of kept it private, something very, very private. And I actually ended the relationship because of my weight. I let it get to me, and I let it get in between me and my boyfriend. So I ended the relationship, and I know that was a really, really awful mistake to do, but I honestly did not know anything else to do. I didn't have other choices. To me, being in a relationship is all about physical. Sometimes it's not like that to other people, but to me, I don't know. Probably because he was my first boyfriend, but I never thought I was beautiful enough for him. I never gave myself credit that, because I've always thought that I'm ugly. That's what I've always told myself, that I was this horrible looking person who didn't deserve someone to love her. And it was all because of those people who put me down through middle school, elementary school, thankfully not high school, but I'm sure that if I were to be going to a public school, things would change. But I learned that you have to stick up for yourself in these kind of situations. You know, it took me a really long time to stick up for myself. And now that I do, it's like so much better, because you're dealing with this sort of situation every day of your life. Or I'm going to let it get to me because I'm fat. I'm going to let those kids on the sidewalk comment or be rude to me because I'm fat. I'll let it go. That is not how it's supposed to be. And it took me a really, really long time to understand that and grasp it and actually endure the pain. Because in the end, I kept telling myself that it was going to make me stronger. And it did make me stronger. I am so much a better person. I know more better now, not to call anybody else names, not to be selfish and ignorant the way they were with me. Because it really did scar me for life. They scarred me for life completely. Bullying me and everything. And it's hard when you've always been the big girl in your school. And, you know, I grew to hate myself. Which is why I developed the eating disorder. I grew to hate myself. I grew to hate my physical. And I'm still a coward to confront my ex-boyfriend and tell him why I ended the relationship. But I haven't talked to him in 7 months. So I broke it off in November and I haven't talked to him since. And it's very scary for me to, like, just come up to his doorway and just be like, oh, you know, I broke up with you because I was fat, because I was afraid you wouldn't love me the way I was. And it turns out that all these months that we went out, he actually did love me for who I was. And it was really, really, really sad. But to make long story short, now I really don't give a fuck what people say about me. I mean, sure, it gets to me, but it's not about what people say about you. It's about what you believe. And as long as you believe that you're beautiful inside and out, who gives a shit what other people say about you, you know? Beauty isn't everything in this world. And I learned that the hard way. What's inside is what counts mostly. And I live by that motto every day. I mean, I know I'm not the most gorgeous thing in the world, but at least I know that I'm not the most fucked up inside. At least I know that I'm not living a life that is full of hate, full of resentment, and full of just hypocrisy. And I thank God for that every single day I wake up. And I hope that you guys realize that you shouldn't really care much for what people say, because later on in life, karma, and I'm a huge believer in karma, is going to come back and bite them twice as hard than how hard they bit you in the ass, if that makes sense. It's basically my video response, and I know it was really long, but I had to let it out. So, thank you so much for listening to me.